Let's talk about population standard deviation and sample standard deviation. First, we do step by step based on the formula. Then we apply the Excel functions. So first let's get the mean. We know mu is population mean and X bar is mean for the sample. We know population is a relative concept. We could treat this small dataset, only 7 numbers, as a population. But if in the question you see the keyword sample, then we know this dataset is the sample. If you don't see the sample, this keyword, then we treat this dataset as a population. So average, then for these 7 numbers, then we log the data. While I log the data, I just want to use the Excel auto calculation. So then I drag down so I get all the same numbers in this column. Then we get the difference between each data and the mean. If the question has the keyword sample, is this mu is X bar. So equals this number, each data minus mean. Then let's drag down. So you get all the difference between each data and the mean. Now we need to get to the square. So this is this number, then shift 6, then 2, enter. Then you could get all the value for the square. Now we see for the population, the standard deviation, we use this sigma. For the sample, we use this symbol S. So is all those numbers added together, sum up, then divided by the n. So the size is 7. Here we see n minus 1. So we call degree of the freedom. So that's the only difference between the formulas. Okay, so now let's sum up first. So sum, then enter. Then for the sigma population standard deviation is this sum, then divided by this size is 7 numbers, right? 7, then square root. For the sample standard deviation is divided by 6, 7 minus 1, then square root. So let's say the sigma is the population standard deviation is SQRT, the square root, parentheses. Then we know the number is this, the sum, right? The sum. We just use the first formula. They are the same. We don't derive those formulas. We just use them. Divided by 7. This n is 7 numbers, the size, and enter. And for the sample standard deviation is SQRT, the square root, then this number divided by 7 minus 1, so 6, enter. So slight difference. We just do the step by step based on the formulas. Excel provides the functions. We could easily just get these 2 answers. So now look, equals as you directly just ST the standard deviation of the standard STDEV. Standard deviation dot P means population standard deviation. Dot S means the sample standard deviation. So you directly here use this function dot P. Then you number 1, number 2. So that's our data set. Then enter. You see exactly same answer. This we could call just manually do step by step, right? Although it's not 100% manual, we still get all these answers. Just use the auto calculation in Excel. And for the S, the sample standard deviation, directly type ST because standard, right? Dot S. Okay, then you choose this data set, enter. So you can just directly use the STDEV, standard deviation dot P and dot S to get the population standard deviation, sample standard deviation. the step by step to do the manually so you could understand the formulas.